Hey everyone, it's Little Mike here for Don't Fear the Creeper MC. And I'm back. Welcome back for another episode of Feed the Beast, Minecraft style. Yes, we are running Minecraft 8.1.1 now. I don't know if I mentioned in the last episode that the Minecraft pack was updated. So that's the current version if you want to follow along, 8.1.1. So today I wanted to show you first some upgrades that I've done around the base, and also get into a little bit of Thaumcraft. So first let me show you what I've done here. I've created a little array here of magmatic engines. These guys run on lava and put out 4 MJ a tick. They're really good, and they kind of go along with the whole concept that I've been talking about with thermal expansion. Thermal expansion is actually very good. I know originally I said I didn't want to get into it in this play, excuse me, but you know what? It's just so easy to, and it offers so much that I just find it hard not to. We've replaced the Buildcraft pipes with liquiducts and redstone energy conduits because they are more efficient. They are also more expensive, but they are totally worth it in the end. So right here we have 8 magmatic engines, right? I tried to be as space conserving as I could. Magma crucible, pulverizer, induction smelter. This stuff you can just ignore. I have an igneous extruder here just because I wanted some cobblestone to make some sand for the induction smelter, so it was just easier to just throw it there. The igneous extruder also, by the way, doesn't require power, so a bucket of lava and a bucket of water, and if you're making just cobblestone, that's all you'll need. If you're making stone or obsidian, then it will consume the lava and water in here. As you can see, there's, where's the button here? I could have sworn there was a button for recipes. I guess it doesn't tell you the actual amounts. But in either case, it will use up lava and water if you're making anything other than cobblestone. And over here is a rolling machine that I used for some alloys. Oh, I got myself a nano suit set. This is kind of expensive, to be honest. Now, that's part of... I know I had mentioned how stacks of coal can be converted into diamonds, so you shouldn't use coal for fuel. Another thing that coal can be made into is the carbon plates, and that's what you use to... Actually, here, I'll show you. That's what you use in order to get the nano suit. It's carbon plate and energy crystals. Energy crystals, real simple. A diamond surrounded by redstone. Actually, if you're short on diamonds, you could also use rubies, and that is both kinds of rubies that you'll find in the latest pack. So if you have an abundance of them, feel free to use those instead of precious diamonds and use your diamonds for picks. That's what I did. So got myself a full suit, and it needs to be charged before it can do anything. Now, this suit does not make you invulnerable, so you know, don't think just because you get the nano suit that you're going to be able to swim through lava and anything like that, because that's not the case. Anything that will remove hearts will still affect you. It's just that it gives you much higher damage protection than diamond does. So, and that's while it's charged. If the charge runs out, then it does not offer you protection on that piece. Okay, so that's that. I've upgraded some chests over here to gold chests. Gold chests are actually pretty cool. I'll show you that real quick too. Let's see if it... Yeah, here we go. So, a gold chest is an iron chest surrounded by gold. Simple enough. An iron chest is a regular chest surrounded by iron. You could use refined iron. I don't see the point, honestly. It's the same amount of resources, except you need to cook iron again in order to make refined iron, so you're wasting energy in doing it that way. You could also do a copper chest surrounded by iron and glass. Copper chest is a regular chest surrounded by copper, but honestly I tend to have less copper than iron, so just using iron all around made it a lot easier. Alright, so let's get to it. I decided I was gonna... Ooh, sulfur goo. I wanted to use this corner over here to try and set it up for Thaumcraft. First thing we are going to need... I think I could fit everything over here. We're going to need a research table. And a research table is where you do all of your research. And we are also going to need an arcane workstation that I think can fit here. The research table is 2 blocks, and we need a crucible. I don't think... not a crucible. Yeah, actually, crucible. Yes, this is it right here. The recipe in NEI is not there, but the vanilla cauldron... Yes, right here. It's really just a vanilla cauldron, and you hit it with your wand. So, first things first, let's make a wand. Again, NEI does not have these recipes, so you will have to look on the wiki in order to get them, but they're pretty simple. And they're on the wiki, so you can always look them up there. That's not a problem. Thaumcraft, I have to be honest, is a little difficult. Okay, so in order to create a wand, you need a gold nugget, a stick, and a shard. Doesn't matter what shard. Any of the earth, air, water, fire, etc., they will all make the Wand of the Apprentice. I just happen to have more earth shards than anything else, so I decided to use that. And voila, there we are. That is our wand. Now the wand, your first wand, the Wand of the Apprentice, that's the first wand you can make, will hold a total of 50 vis. V-I-S, vis, is basically unit of magic. Mana, whatever you want to call it. And it will recharge naturally using the magic that's in the air, the vis that's in the air. You that's filled up via aura. Auras, throughout the world there are different aura nodes, and each aura node can contain a certain amount of vis. And nodes will borrow from each other. When you use magic, it will take vis to do so, and the node from the node, and the node will be refilled by neighboring nodes. Until you get later on into Thaumcraft and you are able to research goggles, you will not be able to see these nodes. So just keep in mind, it takes vis to perform magic, and the vis will refill, just over time. Okay, so we got that. Now, we need tables. Tables are 3 slabs and 2 planks. Yeah, okay. So we're actually going to need 2 of these for the research table. Okay, so 2 research tables. Oh, scribing tools. If you recall where I was looking for chickens for feathers, that's because you need a feather to make scribing tools. I believe it's this pattern, is that right? Oh, actually, I think it's shapeless. There we go, scribing tools. So, glass bottle, ink sac, feather makes scribing tools. Now, let's go make our research table. This is where the magic happens, no pun intended. Alright, so, put you there, and you there. We'll go that, and that, and that. Ta-da! We have a research table. Now, this is where all your research will be done. Thaumcraft spells work on research. You will not be able to craft anything until you research it first. And you do that on the research table. The first thing you will need is paper in order to write your research down. So you put that in this bottom slot here out of these 2. And over here is a little toggle switch. See, cursory or thorough. This, everything, I don't know if you've noticed, if you hold down shift while mousing over an item in Minecraft, you'll see that little green tree icon. That is used for Thaumcraft. It has to do with aspects. Aspects are basically, there are, I believe it's 50 aspects in the game, and every object contains, well, most every object contains different aspects, like Ignia, that's the fire one right there. Potentia, I believe, is that little fist with the lightning. So each item, or most items, will contain different aspects. Now, depending upon what aspects you need for the particular spell you're trying to do, that will determine what items you will be able to use in order to craft it. And those will go in these slots. So, for example, here. Okay? Actually, I will... You know what? We need that crucible. So let's create that. So I'm going to need iron for that. Iron. Oh, how'd those get there? Okay. Iron. Here we go. Cauldron. So we create a cauldron. Ooh, another point I forgot to mention. Let me grab a piece of netherrack while I'm at it. The crucible is where you will throw items, and you basically... it's kind of like very Shakespearean, you know, like Macbeth, like the three witches. You will use your crucible in order to get aspects out of items when you're crafting something. That may not make much sense right now, but rest assured, I will show you what I mean in a bit. Okay, so we have the cauldron. I have my wand. Oh, I need a flint and steel. Where did I stick that? Here we go. Okay. So, the crucible needs a flame under it at all times, or it won't work. So, what I wanted to do was carve out a little area here, like that, and do a netherrack, light it up. There we go. And then the cauldron. Oh, no, no, no. That's not what I wanted. Oopsies. Okay. So that... Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay. So this way we always have a flame underneath. Oh, and I need water. Da-da. I have those bottles. I can just use one. Oh, no, I can't do it. Can I? I need a bucket. Where are my... Oh, I have a bucket of water. Derp. Okay. So, we will first hit this up with our wand. And voila! It is now a crucible. And now, we fill it with water. Okay. Now, you'll know this is working when the water starts to bubble. Because it'll like boil. There we go. See that? Now it's ready for us to throw stuff into it. But you don't want to do that just yet, because if you throw items in here at random and then you click on it with your wand, it will allow you to create things that you have not done research for. But when you do it that way, you introduce what's called flux into the world. And flux equals badness. I don't know if you've seen a giant angry zombie before, but you probably don't want to. And if you release too much flux into the air, that could happen. Because the world likes to balance itself, and if you've introduced imbalance, it will take it out by spawning bad things. The giant angry zombie for one, wisps are another, and wisps are evil. So, point being, you could try going willy-nilly and just throwing things in here. I don't recommend it. I recommend doing it the proper way and using a research table. Now, let's see. Oh, one other thing we need, and I forgot how to make it, to be honest. I know I need books. Let's see. No, books are not in there. Books. Aha, okay. Shoot. I will, you know what? I forgot how to make it. I'll be right back. Am I recording? Now I'm recording. I will have to edit you later. Okay, I'm back. Alright, yes, it was a bookshelf. So, just a vanilla bookshelf. So we go... Okay, so we have ourselves a bookshelf. And just place the bookshelf anywhere in the world. Click on it with your wand. And boom! You have your Thaumanomicon. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's supposed to be like a play off of Necromonicon or something like that. So, Thaumonomicon. Damn it. Thaumonomicon. Thaumonomicon. I think that's how you pronounce it. Alright, whatever. Not important. Anyway, this book shows you all of the current research that you know. So, being a budding wizard, you do know some things. Not everything, obviously. But you're not just, what's the Harry Potter term for it? Muggle? You're not exactly a muggle. See, like you've created a Wand of the Apprentice already, the Crucible, etc. But you can refer back to this, and it will tell you how to make things. And the other important thing is that this works alongside the research table, because when you research things, once you complete researching things, you'll get research papers. It'll look like a little scroll right here. And what you do with that is you right-click on it, and it will write it to your Thaumonomicon. But you need to have one first, obviously. Alright, so let's look up some basic stuff here. At first, you may recognize this from the enchanting table. Same language. At first, you will have nothing. You'll have just a tree here. Now, mind you, there's other things that aren't necessarily shown in this tree, but they will open up as you research the prerequisites for them. So, let's start with... well, let's just start experimenting. Honestly, I'm not great with Thaumcraft, and it requires a ton of things to just throw into the research table, and it's potluck. Some of the descriptions, you know what, I'll get to that here. So first, let's start off with, let's throw some charcoal up here, okay? Potentia, Ignis, Lignum. Let's put this on cursory. Now, from what I understand, the difference between cursory and thorough will give you more percentage points towards research of a certain aspect. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But you risk losing these items more. Cursory is the exact opposite. You will have a greater chance of retaining the item, but it won't work. It won't put much towards the research. So it's really hit or miss. And I'm also told you should click on this slowly, because if you spam the button, then it will just waste stuff. So let's click. Okay. All right, cool. Now we have research notes coming up. See, it used a paper right here. And this particular piece of research has 2 unknown aspects. So this is part of the fun of Thaumcraft, is you basically experiment and continue throwing items with different aspects into here and try and discover new things. So if we keep clicking on this, see how it used one? But we know that Ignis is one of the items that we need. Used the last coal, but we have 100% of Ignis. So let's try something else. What's in a torch? Yes, Lux. Okay, so Lux means light, brightness, and day. This also contains herba, which is herb, plant, and grass. So, again, we click. Oh, look at that. There's actually a third aspect to this particular spell that we're researching. Now, first, let me see. This is not entirely random. It does go by what you throw in here, obviously. But there are different tiers. Like, if you look at the Thaumonomicon, see how there's... This is highlighted now because this is the first tier, and then you'll see second tier, and then it continues down. So, chances are it's one of these guys that I'm researching right now, and I happen to know that I think it's Nidor. Well, I'm pretty positive that it's Nidor. I just don't remember exactly how to what the aspects are. But again, that's part of why we do this. So you click, 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 click. Oh, used one. Now, as you do this, it will, see that? It will gray out the aspect that it doesn't contain. So in other words, torches have Lux and herba. Herba is not one of these 2. So eventually, after doing enough... Oh, see, there we go. We have the name, Nidor. Eventually, it will gray out that. See, so there may actually be Lux in here, so that's why it's still lit. Now, this may gray out, too, if it turns out that Lux is not one of the aspects used in this particular spell. But in this case, Lux is. So, we continue to hit it. Alright, see that? 50% complete. And this will actually... see? Once you get to a certain point, this will not be the... the runes anymore. It'll actually become English. So it says, this glowing flame seems to be fueled by magic itself. The number of uses for an ever-burning flame seems endless, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to produce much heat, though it could prove to be a steady source of light and energy. And if you're familiar with it already, that's what Nidor is. Nidor is basically, you can make floating lights out of it, that you can actually walk through, as opposed to torches that take up a half block. So, alright, we are at 62%. Hit it again. We are at 75. Come on. 87. 100. Okay, cool. So, one point I should mention, if the spell that you're researching does have an aspect in it that you are using, that an item you're using contains, if this is hit 100% already, this will continue to waste this. So your best bet is to use something else. So if you don't, then you're going to continue to just blow through that thing, and it's not going to do you any good. Like, it's not going to further your research. You're just going to waste, waste the item, because eventually it's going to eat them up. Let's see here. I think... What was the one? No. I'm looking for that little fist icon I had before. Oh, you could throw in the Thaumcraft too if you want, but I don't recommend that. Okay, so we need something else. We have Ignia. Let's see. Oh, you know what? What's in here? No. Okay. Yeah. Use... Let's see if that'll work. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Like I said, Thaumcraft is very time-consuming and very resource-consuming. Oh, that's great. Okay, how about you guys? Oh, nope. Sulfur is not included. I need... Potentia. I think that's what the last part is. You know what? Hold on for one moment. Okay, I'm back. I'm so derpy. I had it before. Coal. Coal contains potentia. So let's grab some of that. Or charcoal. There's a few other things as well, but I'll grab some coal. Yes, in this particular case, I am going to use coal, because I don't feel like cooking up some charcoal. But yeah, ordinarily you should save these. Yes, that's what I was looking for. The little fist with the lightning type symbol. Okay, so, click, click. There we go. And keep researching, keep researching. Come on. Come on. Almost there. Hey, there we go. So, here's your discovery. Niter. So now, we take that, we put it in our hotbar. Let's take this coal back. Okay. And we already have a Thaumcraft created, so we don't have to worry about wasting this. Now here's the research. See, and it gives the same description as it gave before, and it also shows you the aspects if you look towards the top, the Ignia, the Lux, and Potentia. And what we do is we right-click on this, and research completed. Later. So now, it'll actually show up in our Thaumcraft. And if you click on it, it shows you the recipe for how to make it. And 5 Vs just means you throw 4 Ignis, 6 Lux, and 4 Potentia into the Crucible, and then you hit it up with the wand. It'll take 5 Vs, and that'll create Niter. So let's do that. Okay, so coal has 2 and 2. All right, and we need. All right, so we'll need 2 coal, and then Lux. Oh, I don't have any... Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. Lux 2. And we need 6. So 3 torches. Oh, in order to put things in the crucible, you literally just throw them. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3. So use the drop key, whatever you have mapped for the drop key. And you'll hear the bubbles, and you'll see the bubbles change colors. Okay. And coal, we need 2 of those, right? 1, 2. Okay. So let's drop 2 coal in. Alright. So we know we have enough. Now, as I said before about the goggles of revealing, if you had those, it'll actually show you the aspects that you have in the cauldron above it if you're wearing the goggles. But we don't have that ability yet, so we just kind of gotta guess. Now, if you notice here, this has another aspect on it, that rock symbol right there. Now, creating this niter is going to create a little bit of flux because we have that extra aspect there, and that kind of just goes into the air and creates an imbalance. So something like this is going to be minor and it will correct itself, but that's just an example of why I said, you know, do everything on the research table first, because you will introduce flux otherwise, and flux is bad. Now, there are ways around that later on in Thaumcraft research, but that's down the road. There's these devices that you could create called alembics, I believe it's pronounced, and that will actually kind of siphon the additional aspects, only 1 per alembic, and it'll hold on to them so that they don't get introduced into the atmosphere and cause flux. So definitely handy. Alright, so let's hit this up with the wand, and boom, we have a niter. There it is. Awesome. And also you are going to have to refill your crucible after everything that you create in it. So let's do that. And there we go. Okay, so show you real quick what the niter is, and then I think we're going to call it an episode. So there you go. That is niter. It is a light source, but you can walk right through it. It doesn't actually take up anything, and you can break it and reuse it. Honestly, you're probably not going to use niter for light. I mean, you could. It is a pretty cool looking light source, but it's also used as an ingredient in other researches, and rather not in research. Well, you could use it for research as well, because it does have aspects. You know, it uses... See, you can see the aspects right here. So you could use it in anything that requires that. But it actually acts as an ingredient for certain things when you're making them as well. So, cool. Alright, everyone. Thank you once again for watching. I am Little Mike for Don't Fear the Creeper MC. And let me know if you like this episode. And anything else that you might like to see. Alright, thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.